Well, Callum, we got some info about CyberPunk. We're going to see some stuff pretty soon about it. There's also some news from the ESRB about stuff content-wise. So, CyberPunk 2077 will let you customize your genitals. This is IGN. Joe Screbbles has the details. I know you've been highly anticipating. What's the deal with genitals? Can we customize them or not? So, finally, your answers or your questions are answered. The ESRB has published its ratings report for Cyberpunk 2077, which includes a new bit of information about the game's character creator. You can now customize your player creator's genitals, per the report. Players can select a gender and customize their character. Customization can include depictions of breasts, buttocks, and genitalia, as well as various sizes and combinations of genitals. This would appear to be part of CD Projekt Red's decision not to include a traditional gender option in the game, instead offering a really inclusive, expanded character customization menu. Much of the report, which awards the game an M17 rating, focuses on the adult content mentioned in the previous Australian ratings report. So, quote, players can encounter events where they have the option to engage in sexual activities with other main characters and prostitutes, says the report. These brief sex scenes from a first-person perspective, depict partially nude characters moaning suggestively while moving through various motions. Some scenes contain brief depictions of thrusting motions. Other scenes depict a character's head moving towards a partner's crotch. Teams will learn more during the Night City Wire event on June 11th, where they're going to show off footage and announcements. If you're not already hot and heavy after hearing that detailed description, how do you feel about this? It seems cool. It seems like they're trying to just give people options. We're not stuck to like these old oh, you're a dude, you're a chick. You can just really just do whatever you want. Especially in this game, it works in that lore because you can fully customize your body. You can have robot stuff. Like, why not?
Yeah, I think it's good that it's accessible for people who like to customize their characters and who like to make their characters as close to them as possible. But I just don't know whether it's necessary to be able to customize your genitalia, and I don't even think it's necessary to have these. I just don't even think it's necessary to have sex scenes in the games either, just because I just don't think it brings anything to the table. I don't think it adds anything to the game. I think that time would be better off spent somewhere else, personally, but each to their own, I suppose. But it's just but I mean, that's what CD Projekt Red do, isn't it? They did the same with The Witcher.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're really honing in on it, and I don't know whether it's just a way to try and be really out there and garner some attention in that way. But I'm all for the extra customization in terms of having not in traditional gender options. I think that's cool, and it's good to be inclusive. But I just think the customization of your genitalia and various sizes and combinations of genitals is just a step too far, because it's you unless that's going to really influence the game, I just don't really see the point in it. Because your character's gender and their looks definitely influence the game, because cutscenes, you get to see them.
Sure.
Your gender obviously may influence your voice. It may also just again be cutscene related, just so you can look like you and represent what you wanted to represent. But I don't think sex scenes in games, even in films or TV, really are necessary anyway. So to spend this much time on that part of it, I just don't see the point in it. But I know some people might enjoy that side of it.
I see what you mean with the sex scenes, because you can never make it cool. It's always going to be weird and janky and awkward. It's these puppets basically doing this. It's never done where in a way where I'm like, oh god. It's just more awkward and silly. So you're right with okay, it's there, but it never serves a purpose, unless with this with their tech, with their engine, they can make it hot and steamy. I don't know, it just seems like it's always something that's just thrown in there for almost shock value, because they're showing it. But you're right, I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm not from this censorship mentality. It's just never done well, unless they can do this cool I don't know.
I don't have any problem with it being in there or anything. I just, for me personally, I'm not, that when I think of Cyberpunk, I don't think about can I have sex with other characters? Can I customize my genitals? I want to, but then some people, that might be a really important part of the game to them, and but I suppose it's cool that they're offering it, but I just don't know. I just don't think the amount of work that's probably had to go into these scenes and go into the the ability to choose all these different combinations. I just feel like they could have spent that time doing something else, especially with all this talk of crunch and things. It's like, can you imagine being the person crunching on being able to choose the size of your balls or something?
Right. We talked about contractors. It's like, oh, you just got a job. Sweet. What do I get to do? Okay, well, you're gonna work on these genital animations for the next 2 years. Good luck.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a bit of a weird one. I just don't think that it's necessary. It might be slightly immersion breaking for some people as well.
I think the reality will be like I don't know if you'll be able to see it like flat out. It might be like you're wearing some kind of like future undies and you just see the imprint of whatever. That might end up being what it is.
I was wondering that. I wasn't sure if this was sort of like a, it's one of those I'll believe it when I see it kind of things. I'm not sure that it's going to be quite as explicit as it sounds, but yeah, we will definitely see. We will see everything, it sounds like.
Now, do you think it'll be weird to post the route you decide to take with the genital, customization? Well, what if I'm proud with what I've created? Can I share this on Twitter? Is that a weird step to take with, PS Now to share stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. It's Is there gonna be some sort of like restrictions on that or something? It might be like when you're on PS4 and it says share play is disabled, right? Or whatever. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of customizing characters anyway. I always prefer to have a set written character for a game, especially a game that's going to be a story heavy as Cyberpunk. I always find that being able to customize your character just takes away from a story a little bit, because it's like The Witcher. I'm sure probably wouldn't have been as immersive if you get to create your own Witcher, if it wasn't Geralt of Rivia, like his own character with his own backstory and everything. So I'm never like a huge fan of. I never spend very much time in character creation as it is. So I suppose that's also a way of me not being too keen on being able to customize my ball bag as well.
Well, Callum, you're just a stick in the mud, man. I can't have you're not customizing characters, no genital customization. I mean, censoring stuff. Let us have some fun over here, right?